A pregnant black woman, I hate when I forget my ring at the house because
Hey beautiful people, how you are doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. Yeah, so today's video is a voiceover. Okay, but let's just get into today's video. Today's video is a video of black women talking about their experience, how they don't like leaving their house without wearing their wedding ring, especially when they are pregnant, that people just generally just assume that they are single mothers and all that if they don't have a ring. And this just strike a really interesting conversation. The initial lady that did the video with a lot of people stage, I tried to look for the original video. I could not find the original video. So yeah, we're just going to go with the stage and hear people tell their story. Black women tell their story, how they were presumed being a single mom, how they were presumed not being married, even though at that time they were a full-blown wife. Anyway, guys, let's go check out this video, then we'll come back and talk.
as a pregnant black woman, I hate when I forget my ring at the house because I already.
And that ring did me no justice my entire pregnancy. Specifically at the doctor visits, I would have my ring and my husband in the room, and they're still asking me who he is. Because he's white. Is he my brother? Hello? I just thought about it a little further. No woman is bringing a man with her to those doctor visits. That isn't the fatherly baby. Those are intimate visits. He's my husband.
A pregnant black woman, I hate when I forget my ring at the house because I already.
100% all of that video. So when I was pregnant, didn't wear my ring a lot because of the swollenness that obviously happens when you get a little bit of a weight to you. The one thing that sticks out is when I actually went in to deliver. I think it was after the delivery, one of the nurses came in and we were chatting, and she was like, the nurses are trying to figure out if your child's father is actually your husband or just like a longtime partner. And I'm like, that's my husband. Like, I don't need to, if he's my boyfriend, he's my boyfriend, but that's my husband. And it really pissed me off, not her, because she's telling me like that this is essentially what's being said, but the fact that this is even a conversation. And would it be a conversation if I looked another way, you know?
A pregnant black woman, I hate when I forget my ring at the house because
I literally said the same exact thing while me and my husband were in the beach this past couple of days, because I recently just started to blow up like a bouncy house, and now like my feet, my hands, everything is just swollen. Finally had to take off all of my rings, including my wedding ring. Haven't been able to fit the band in a minute now though. But I kept cracking the joke because my husband still has his wedding band on, that I'm like, it looks like he knocked up his mistress and now they're going out outside of town because he can't take her out in the town they're from because everybody would see him and tell his wife. So now we're walking around giving the vibe like, pregnant mistress, I'm the wife. Someone please help release me from the shackles of these complexes that I build for myself. I'm tired.
Pregnant black woman, I hate when I forget my ring at the house because I already.
Girl, they think that anyway. So story time. One time I took my girls around our neighborhood to a Japanese restaurant, one of those hibachi places. I've got twins. They were about 6 years old at the time, and we were at the hibachi restaurant, and this nice white older couple sat there, and they had a little conversation with us and asked the girls their names, a little chit chat. Well, when the check came, I was notified that I had already been paid for, which was strange because we had come there, every Tuesday was our habit of going there before, and that had never happened. So we asked who it was, and it was the white couple. And the reason they said that they did that is because I was a single mom and they knew how hard it was for me. And I was whole married and wearing a ring at the time. So girl, ring or not, your black skin, they already assumed the worst.
Pregnant black woman, I hate when I forget my ring at the house because I already know.
No, for real, I've never felt something so much in my life. Like, that was a word, because they make it their business to go out of their way and come and talk to us. But, like, let a white person have, like, all their kids without the father around or whatever. They don't assume that, but they automatically assume, you know, when you look like us, that clearly you got a baby daddy, or the baby daddy's not around and you're doing it all alone. So they say things like, you're so strong. Oh, you're a superwoman. I'm like, get out of my face.
Pregnant black woman, I hate when I forget my ring at the house because I already...
No shade to this creator or to anyone that agreed or stitched this video. I'm just really starting to realize how a lot of our existence in this country as black women revolves around not being perceived as baby moms or single moms. Like, I don't have children, so those that have children, feel free to chime in. But I just think that it's so weird, like the lengths and performative tasks that black women go through. And it's not just about leaving your ring at home. It's about just all the performative tasks we see on this app to prove that you're not a single mom. I think that's so interesting. What y'all think?
A pregnant black woman, I hate when I forget my ring at the house because I already...
No, felt, because I hate doing stuff with just me and my son. Like, let's just wait till Jeremiah get off work. And it's so crazy because when other people go out with just them and their kids, you know, the assumption is that dad is at work, dad is busy doing this, that, and the third. But when it's us, it's, I got to be a single mother struggling on welfare. Ooh, you feel so bad for me and my kids who barely make ends meet and ain't eat dinner tonight. I had to go to bed hungry so my son could eat.
A pregnant black woman, I hate when I forget my ring at the house because I already
know what you're talking about, sis. But here's my thing. Every time I go out, they think I am the older sister taking her siblings out. Just taking them out, and I'm just a good big sister. It never fails every time we go to get our nails done, because she talks to her great aunt and my mom to getting her nails done once a month. They say, oh my God, you taking your sister out? Baby, this is my daughter. Your daughter? How old are you? I'm 31. 30? But that's nothing. That's nothing. I remember we was waiting for a parade to start, so we went to Taco Bell. This is when we was in Georgia. Long story short, the girl, another black woman, looks over to me. What's going over at your high school? I beg you, Pop. What? I have 2 kids. Why would I have 2 kids and I'm in high school?
Pregnant black woman, I hate when I forget my ring at the house because I already...
Let's get into it. I'm so happy that somebody is finally talking about this, because as a black stay-at-home mom and wife, the amount of rudeness and side eyes and judgment that I get in spaces that are by society standards reserved for white stay-at-home moms and wives and things like that, it's no joke. I used to be on the phone like, hey, husband, hey, y'all come talk to y'all daddy. Y'all got a daddy too, talking to my kids. But I no longer live in that energy, because it's not our job as black women to prove our value, title, or anything like that to anyone else. Let them people live in their ignorance, and you continue to live your best life and flourish in whatever space that you're in, and let them highlight their own ignorance on their own. Let's drop a comment below if y'all experience this, and just let me know what y'all think.
Black woman, I hate when I forget my ring at the house because I already know what people...
This is such a sad reality for so many women, including myself. I remember being pregnant with my daughter, freshly married, and I had an appointment with my OBG, and she was so rude to me. She was speaking about birth control while I'm not even out of my first trimester, talking about being responsible, as if my daughter wasn't planned. Fast forward, somehow she finds out that I'm married, and she comes back as being the most nice, most caring, understanding woman I have ever met. I'm not saying this to say that because I had a ring on my finger or because I was married, I should have been treated differently. I'm saying this to say that the stigma that we have on our women is completely a disservice, and it continues to create this world of misogyny that needs to be destroyed. Pregnant or not, women should be valued, cared for, and treated with the utmost respect when bringing another child into this world. And that woman chose to use her power to debase me or to make me feel less than. And no, she wasn't. She looked exactly like me.
Pregnant black woman, I hate when I forget my ring at the house because I already...
Y'all, so this is going to be a long video, but I do agree with sis. I do agree with her wholeheartedly. I hate going to anywhere without having a ring. Story time. So I was married previously for 11 years, I think, with my first husband. And we were pregnant and we were having twins. The first doctor's appointment when I met my doctor, he was like, oh, is this your boyfriend? Blah, blah, blah. He assumed that it was my boyfriend. He was a new doctor. I'm like, no, this is my husband. He immediately started treating me different once he realized it was my husband. When he thought it was my boyfriend, he was talking to me crazy. Like, he was telling me, oh, I deliver here. I do this. I do this. How are you going to prevent pregnancy? You shouldn't have any more kids until you're married. And I'm like, so I'm married and I don't want any more kids. Can you tie my tubes? That's the first incident. Then let's fast forward. I had, they thought I had gestational diabetes because I was pregnant with my twins. So, gestational diabetes comes when, your sugar's high because of pregnancy. So I had to do a 3-hour test. I had to drink that nasty ass drink and have a 3-hour test. My ex-husband at the time my husband, but now he's my ex-husband. He did not want to sit in there with me for 3 hours. So he dropped me off and decided to go do something with our 5-year-old. So I was in there and I was sitting by myself and this weird ass white couple starts to talk to me. They just start talking to me. Hey, how are you? What are you having? We're having a baby too. What are you having? Are you here alone? Do you not have anybody with you? And I'm like, this is just creepy. She was like, yeah, it's kind of hard being a single parent. I know it's hard. I'm like, I'm not a single parent. And she was like, oh, your boyfriend's here with you? Is he not here? And of course, I'm about keeping my mouth quiet because, bitch, I'm not telling you anything because now I think you're about to kidnap me. So they assumed that I was a single parent. They was trying to feed me. They was just kept trying to talk to me. It's so difficult. I was like, yeah, I'm having a boy and a girl. They were like, oh my God, twins. I swear those white people were trying to take me and kill me and take my baby. Swear she wasn't pregnant. So she was like, oh, okay. So I went outside and I was waiting for my husband at the time. And they was like, do you need a ride? We can take you. We don't want you to wait that long. We could just take you with us. I'm like, no. They're like, are you sure? Because, being a single mom is so hard. I said, ma'am, I'm not a single mom. I have a husband. And they pulled off. Left me alone. Let's fast forward. Now my kids are older. So we just moved into our house, another house, and they're at a new school. So I hate going to the schools without my ring because they assume that we are always black and single parents. The way they think of us, it's ridiculous. I hate it. So my kids is in elementary school for their last year. So I go up to the school and I think I was talking to the administrator or something. Now she was like, it's so hard to be a single parent, isn't it? I'm like, and what makes you think that I'm a single parent? She was like, oh, you just assumed why. She's like, because I didn't see a ring on your finger. She was Hispanic. I said, no, I am not a single parent. I said, I'm not married to their father. I was married to their father for 11 years, but I'm now remarried. Their father's also in their life, and so is their stepdad. And they both come pick them up, which is ironic, right? So now they look at me like, oh, now I get a different respect. So when they call me and talk to me, they talk to me with all kinds of respect now. Because they're like, not only is the daddy in their life, they also got stepdaddy in their life. She must got liquid gold in her coochie catch. That's what I think they feel. Again, my daughter started a new high school. And my daughter is different. She's a teenager. She's driving me crazy. And she out here fighting. So for the first time when I called them, when I used to call them, they would speak to me as I didn't have any support. But see, my husband's mother sits on the board, right? So once they found out she sat on the board. Oh, I get a different stop. I get a different behavior from them. I get a different reaction from them. It's amazing how when they think that you're a single mother, not only when you go out in public, but in schools and at doctor's office, you get treated differently, especially when you go to doctor's offices. I work with a doctor's office, and I feel like they do treat those single parents differently. I've gotten treated different before. My kids have had the same doctor for so long, so they know that they have the same. They know they have a dad. But when I started this new insurance and I had a new doctor, oh, they was giving me all kinds of side eyes, especially when I took my daughter to the counselor because again, I forget to put on my ring if I'm cleaning or doing something. So she's definitely telling nothing but the truth. When we are black women without a ring on our finger, they assume that we're single mothers and we have 3 different baby daddies. I promise you, I never forget. This woman was like, oh, you just had them back to back. First of all, ma'am, those other 2 children are not my biological children, and these 2 children are twins. Excuse me? She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. The ignorance that we get when they assume that we are just out here popping out babies with no daddy, no husband, no nothing. I love it though. I love to see their face when they realize that we are married just like them. Or we live a soft life. They hate when they realize we live a soft life. Oh, they hate it. Oh my God. They hate it. I think I was talking to some lady at my job and she was saying something. So we have to pay for parking or we have to walk really far. I'm not walking nowhere. I have a husband. So I was talking to her and she was like, oh yeah, I walk from Union Station. I said, I would never. I have a whole husband and I live a soft life. And that man makes sure that I don't have to walk nowhere when I get off work. I walk across the street. I pay $15 and I go home. He makes sure I have food in my belly and a parking spot where I don't have to walk. They hate to hear that, especially when they're non-black women. They hate to hear that black women have a soft life with husbands. Get into it, black women. Let's get started a new trend. Let's start showing these non-colored women our rings, baby, because we out here living a soft life with rings. I don't have mine on right now because I was cleaning. Congratulations.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thought about this video down in the comment section. Has this ever happened to you? Is this a thing for real? Please go down in the comment section and share your thought and your story if you have your story of how you were presumed being a single mom when you were married, especially as a black woman. Okay, so I personally, I have like my own share of it. I feel it's like it's a thing too here in Nigeria where people just presume sometimes that you're single, but for me, it didn't come with the wedding band on. For me, it was because of my stature, the way I look, because I look so young. So I remember a couple of years ago when I was pregnant, I think maybe then I should be like maybe 33, 30. I think I should be like 33 at that time, 33, 34. And I was pregnant. I went to the hospital, like, and there was this new doctor because most of the nurses there knew I was married, but there was this new doctor there, and he didn't realize at first that I was married. And the gesture and the way I was being spoken to, I felt like, okay, all right, while we're having this type of conversation of, oh, are you sure you're ready for this pregnancy and all that? I'm like, does he know I'm married? I'm like, why is he asking if I'm sure I'm ready for this pregnancy and all that? So I find that really interesting that if I go into spaces, people undermine me, not because of I'm a black woman, but because of the way I look. I personally have not had my wedding band since 2021. I've not worn my wedding band, and I go around. I personally, I don't care. A lot of women do care. I used to care a lot. Okay, so I would say that I personally, I used to care a lot about this. I remember the first couple of months after our wedding when I lost the stone ring, not the plain band. Like I was so pissed, like I was so angry. I was in the public transport when I lost it. I had to go like a whole journey back to look for it. The next day I was looking for it. Like, oh my god. There was this time, which sometimes I think about it, it's so funny that there was this time that I went out. Not even, it wasn't even once. Sometimes if I go out, then This is a long time ago when I just got married. And if I go out and I don't wear my wedding band, I will run back home. Like, hey, I have to wear it. But now for a couple of years now, even before I stop wearing it totally, like I don't wear it and I don't care what anybody thinks. If you think I'm single, that's your business. If you think I'm married, that's your business. I'm not demanding anything. And why a lot of married women do that in Nigeria, in Africa, is because it make people to treat them with a different way, like respect, a married woman kind of respect in a public place, rather than when you're single, automatically you are considered here in Nigeria as a prostitute if you're a single girl. And people just consider like this one a shower and all that. So I personally, I don't care. I just choose not to live my life. I don't care to prove to people that, oh, I'm married. I know I don't prove that to anybody anymore. I just go ahead and live my life. Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thought about this video down in the comment section. Feel free to share your own story, okay? But please, please, please do it respectfully. You don't have to disrespect anybody for you to share your own story or to give your own opinion. So let's be respectful like we always do here on this channel. Please don't forget to share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. With that all said, guys, please give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because that helps YouTube to push up my content, and that will be you supporting your girl. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.